Okay, so welcome back. Now, it often comes up as far as when we're putting all these tests together, especially on an exam situation, right? Where you're not necessarily going to be told what test to use. You're just going to be said, hey, is this convergent or divergent? And it depends on the question too. It could be, is this absolutely convergent or is it conditionally convergent? And so the question that often comes up in these situations is, okay, what test should I use? How should I go about this? So problem solving strategy is always key when it comes to things like this. So you've got to make sure that two things. One, you've got to practice all of these tests. The more you practice these tests, the more examples you do, the more exercises you do, the more you're going to be, what's the word? You're going to more easily recognize situations that come up that say, okay, I know where I'm going to do. So you become more observant of what tests to use first, right? So the second thing is you got to know the steps, right? You got to know a process of what to go through. So here's the process that you should go through, or as far as looking at these things. So first, is it a familiar series? Okay, is it something you recognize, right? Again, doing lots and lots of examples will help you recognize familiar series. Okay, is it a harmonic series, which we know diverges? Okay, or an alternating harmonic series, which we already know that converges? Is it a P series or a geometric series? If so, check the power of P or the ratio R. So all of those are really easy to determine convergence or divergence, right? If you recognize them. Two, is it an alternating series? So again, the question then becomes, are we interested in absolute convergence, or are we interested in conditional convergence, or just convergence? Okay. If we're just interested in whether the series converges, apply the alternating series test. If we're interested in absolute convergence, then we'll go to step 3. Okay? And considering the series of absolute values. Okay? If we consider a series of absolute values, right? Okay, is the series similar to a P series or a geometric series, right? So again, remember, we're looking at the absolute value of the terms now. Okay? And then if so, we can try the comparison test or the limit comparison test. Okay? And then 4, do the terms in the series contain a factorial or a power? Okay, so here's where the ratio and root test come in. Okay, now, if you look at the terms and it has powers of n, then use the root test. Otherwise, use the ratio test. Okay? And then 5, use the test for divergence. If the test does not provide any information, in other words, if it's inconclusive, then try the integral test. Okay? And so those are the steps that you're going to want to try when you're problem solving, as far as determining which test to use. So in the next few examples, we're going to use this to determine, hey, which test should we use? See you then.